Chromatography by Victoria Pimentel and Antonio Viloria. Chromatography was invented and named by the Russian botanist Mikhail Sweet shortly after the turn of the last century. He employed a technique to separate various plant pigments such as chlorophylls and xanthophylls by passing solutions of these compounds through a glass column packed with finely divided calcium carbonate. The separated species appear as colored bands of the column, which accounts for the name he chose for the method, from the Greek chroma meaning color and graphing meaning writing. Chromatography encompasses a diverse and important group of methods that allows separation, identification, and determination of closely related components of complex mixtures. Many of these separations are impossible by other means. In all chromatographic separations, the sample is dissolved in the mobile phase, which may be a gas, a liquid, or a supercritical fluid. This mobile phase is then forced through an immiscible stationary phase, which is fixed in place in a column or in a solid surface. The two phases are chosen so that the components of the sample distribute themselves between the mobile and stationary phases to varying degrees. Those components strongly retained by the stationary phase move only slowly with the flow of mobile phase. In contrast, components that are weakly held by the stationary phase travel rapidly. As a consequence of these different migration rates, sample components separate into discrete bands or zones that can be analyzed qualitatively and quantitatively. Chromatographic methods can be categorized in two ways. The first classification is based on the physical means by which stationary mobile phases are brought into contact. In column chromatography, the stationary phase is held in a narrow tube through which the mobile phase is forced under pressure. In a planar chromatography, the stationary phase is supported on a flat plate on interstices of paper. Here, the mobile phase moves through the stationary phase by capillary action under the influence of gravity. Another classification of chromatography is based on the physical nature of the mobile phase. Thus, all separation processes that use a gas as a mobile phase are classified as a gas chromatography. Equally, all separation processes that use a liquid as a mobile phase are classified as a liquid chromatography. In a similar manner, the subclasses of chromatography are defined on the basis of the physical nature of the stationary phase. Consequently, if the mobile phase is a gas and the stationary phase is a liquid, then the technique is called gas-liquid chromatography. And if the mobile phase is a gas and the stationary phase is a solid, then the technique is called gas-solid chromatography. If the mobile phase is liquid, then there will be two complementary subclasses of liquid chromatography, that is liquid-liquid chromatography and liquid-solid chromatography. In general, analytical separations are most commonly carried out by chromatography and electrophoresis, particularly with samples that are multi-component and complex. Chromatography is a very well-known and established separation technique. Separation that is based on differences in the migration velocity of the samples constituent. It's the most powerful and versatile technique available of analytical methodology. Gas chromatography is one of the most widely used techniques for qualitative and quantitative analysis. In this type of chromatography, the components of a vaporized sample are separated by being distributed between a mobile gaseous phase and a liquid or a solid stationary phase held in a column. In performing a gas chromatographic separation, the sample is vaporized and injected into the head of chromatographic column. Elution is brought about by a flow on an inert gaseous mobile phase. In contrast to other types of chromatography, the mobile phase does not interact with molecules of the analyte. The only function of the mobile phase is to transport the analyte through the column.
Created using Powtoon.